EA Sports, in association with the PGA Tour, proudly presents the third leg of the FedEx Cup playoffs. Today, it's live opening round coverage of the Orlando Classic. Frank, great golf course and great man behind it.
Oh, it certainly is. Anytime you get a chance to play the King's Golf Course in Arnold Palmer, that is a pleasure. Hosted the Arnold Palmer Invitational for so many years now and always produces a worthy champion.
Arnold Palmer bought it in the 1970s through the years, Frank. It wasn't unusual to see Arnold roaming the grounds, hitting golf balls, playing that regular game. They call it the shootout. He's still pretty competitive.
Oh, he is, that's for sure. Yeah, he'll sneak out there, do a little bit of practice beforehand. He does not like to hand over his $20 note.
It's a tough golf course, Frank, with a really exciting finishing stretch.
There's enough water there to tempt the faintest of hearts, that's for sure, and also steal a dozen or so golf balls.
And it's been the scene of some really incredible moments. I think back to Robert Gomez as a rookie holding out with a 7-iron on the final hole to beat Greg Norman.
Yeah, Matt Every won in 2014. Of course, Tiger Woods has literally owned this golf course, winning 8 times. And, of course, the last of which was in 2013.
Birdie try up next. Just a little tap in here. And who knows? It is a 4-round tournament, setting himself up for a good weekend, maybe a great one. The young star makes his birdie. Let's go over to the 5th hole. Frank, when you get out of the gates, as our featured golfer has done, with a lot of pars, steady play, what's the mindset?
You've got to keep doing that, Rich. Just maybe get a little closer to the hole, drive a little bit better, work on the pace of the putting. Just little gains, and then all of a sudden you're going to notice a big difference in the scorecard.
That's nice to roll in a 25-footer now and then. Those feel good. But still, there's nothing like hitting that perfect tee ball. Long and straight.
Yeah, you can puff out your chest, last to play, the advantage, holes shorter. Basically, the list goes on.
Wow, Frank, he is dialed in.
Yeah, that was just some shot on there. Easy birdie.
Makeable putt right here, currently sitting at 1 under for the round. Needs a few more of those. That was a good birdie.
Yeah, this time, that one gets him in the top 10.
On to the par 5 6th hole. This is one of the signature holes here at Bay Hill. Frank, what does it take to stay out of trouble on this hole?
Well, I always thought horseshoes were lucky. The 6th hole shaped like a horseshoe was anything other than that. You fear a little left and big problems.
Frank, this is a way to make golf easy when you can hit it that deep.
Oh, I'm going to say, I know that first number's a 3. I'm guessing the second one's a 2. Let's call it 320. Oh, solid strike right in the heart of the green.
That's a beautiful shot, and that sets him up for a really easy putt. Been pretty good all day from this distance, just trying to take care of business. Hold on, maybe there is a chance for the win. That eagle moving the player into the top 10.
Just when we're focused at the top of the leaderboard, there's a lot of movement there in the middle of the field.
Well, you're breathing a sigh of relief. Your round wasn't sunk at the par 5 6th, and now you come to this par 3. It's just a little under 200 yards.
Yeah, aiming at the middle of the green's not a bad thing here, Rich. You can always putt to the corners and have a birdie chance.
You take 3 and walk off this hole to the 8th?
Well, you could get a little greedy. You know, a tee shot in the middle of this green is not too bad. You'll still have a birdie putt.
Just wearing out the center of the club face. Hasn't missed a shot, hasn't missed a green in regulation all day long. Starting to make a nice move. 5 under with that birdie for the tournament. So that concludes round 1. Frank, what's the mindset after this first day?
Well, the important thing is just try and play smart, get a feel for the golf course. That's what you try and do on the opening round. And now that the players have seen it, we should see some better scores tomorrow.
EA Sports, in association with the PGA Tour, proudly presents the third leg of the FedEx Cup playoffs. Today, it's live second-round coverage of the Orlando Classic. Hello again and welcome. Rich Slaughter alongside my friend Frank Nobilo. We're in sunny Orlando, Florida, at the house that Arnold built, Arnold Palmer's Bay Hill Club and Lodge. And Frank, where are some of the scoring opportunities today?
Par 5s are certainly gettable at Bay Hill. You have to, really, because the par 3s are very, very difficult. That's really the go-to. The standard of the greens, though, in Florida are always good. Bay Hill, they run normally at a good speed, so you can certainly make a few putts. But, yeah, par 5s are the place to make your score at Bay Hill.
That is just a beautiful shot. What's you need to watch out for here, Frank?
Those 2 front bunkers, Rich, the one that protects the left and the right. More often than not, you want to pitch the ball on the front of this green. They are the 2 to be concerned about.
That's the biggest roar I've heard all week long. That was an eagle roar.
For good reason. Not just an eagle, too. All of a sudden, back in contention.
Back to the action here at the second. It's a par 3 demanding hole, Frank, isn't it?
Longest par 3 on the golf course. Slightly downhill, but you need every advantage here. It requires your best.
Another good swing, and it looks like, Frank, another really good shot. That's how you play the game, right there. Stick it in close, and then knock in the birdie. Now this for birdie came away with par in the previous round. Oh, I thought he had that.
Can't birdie them all, Rich.
Really not much to this. The only issue would be a lack of concentration or focus. Just hammered that par putt, Frank.
Well, I don't know what he was thinking or what was going through his mind right there, but you better wake up in a hurry, because if this one doesn't go in, that score's going to rack up very quick. With time running out, Rich, that's what's going to make that bogey sting even more.
Can't afford to give him away at this point in the championship. Now to the par 4 third, 434 yards and plenty of trouble on that left side.
One of the hardest tee shots on the front side. Water very much in play down the left.
Good strike, good lie, good chance to attack the pin. Chance to get it close here. Frank, the tournament scoring record was set by Buddy Allen. That was way back in 1973. A whopping 23 under. That's like a video game score.
Yeah, they made sure that would never happen again. They lengthened the golf course. They firmed up the greens. They sped them up. They did everything to make sure that nobody, including you, ever shoots 23 under here again.
Appears to be a smart shot, Frank.
Yeah, no problem here. That's going to fly all the way.
Well, that is an exceptional shot on the green and in position for a birdie.
Yeah, that's a formality now.
And this will be a 5-foot putt here. That is some good work right there. Birdie and one shot closer to the lead. 561 yard, par 5 fourth. Frank, a chance to make 4 and maybe even an eagle 3.
Yeah, that green's just raised a little bit. So if you had a good drive in there and you're going with a slightly shorter club, big advantage.
Excellent, perfect position.
Ball's just sitting up too. You could hit anything from there.
Playing his second shot here at the par 5. Well, you can hear it right off the center of the club face. This has a chance to be close. That was just a gutsy shot right there, and a good look at eagle coming up. Just needs to keep it steady here over the putt.
How did that not go in? Oh, now that is going to hurt.
Par yesterday. Now for birdie. No problems early. Looks good.
It does look good. This bodes well. We might be in for a very, very low round today.
Frank, now to the 5th. What's the strategy here at this shorter par 4?
Well, if you want to flex your muscles, Rich, take it over that left bunker. With a little trailing breeze, you might even get close to the green.
He just blasted that one down the fairway. Out there about 325 yards. Frank, this is a position where a player is absolutely licking his chops here. Good chance to make a birdie.
Yeah, this is when this game just looks like fun. Bunkers don't seem to be in play. The only thing you're really looking at right now is just the flag.
Really in control of this one. Birdie yesterday, and another opportunity on the way. This hole's been good to him. Birdie yesterday, and trying for another one today. Really starting to shine, moves to 10 under for the tournament. Frank, back in 1998, by any chance, do you remember exactly how many golf balls John Daly hit into the water at the 6th?
It was half a dozen. Half a box of golf balls.
This could be really good, Frank.
Oh, straight at it.
What a drive. Just tattooed that.
Now the second shot to the par 5.
And this is looking really good. Frank, that is how it's done.
Yeah, take a gross of those. That is a lesson in itself.
And now a chance for eagle. Just an amazing display. The records continue to fall. Frank, what's the thinking here as you step to the tee at the signature hole, the long par 5, 6th hole?
Well, the longer hitters can go at that big pine tree. Then it's reachable in 2. Now, if you're a little shorter, then you've got to start to sort of aim at the middle of those 2 bunkers.
Good-looking shot right here. Just an incredible shot. That is a very makeable putt after a great approach. Well played. 11 feet away.
Well, I thought they'd at least pick up a shot. Birdie looked like a sitter. Now par.
Standing over this putt, concentrating on the read. Good effort and good par putt. Getting ready to tee off here at the 8th. Frank, this hole has it all. Dogleg, bunkers, water. How do you successfully navigate it?
It's such a pretty looking hole, Rich. That bunker down the left just sort of pops out and you see it. So you can either work it off that to the right, either that or just aim a little right. But be careful of those trees on the right.
Frank, this is a way to make golf easy when you can hit it that deep.
So I know that first number's a 3. I'm guessing the second one's a 2. Let's call it 320.
That's a solid shot here into the 8th hole, and a good chance now for another birdie. Standing over his birdie putt.
Well read.
Rounding out the front 9 here at Bay Hill, 474-yard par 4. Frank, you've played this hole before. Where are you lining up when you step onto the tee here?
There's an out of bounds all the way down the left side that you have to be cognizant of. But that bunker, 290 yards carries it. And yet again, another hole that favors the long hitter.
This has been a great performance so far, but Frank, a long ways to go. Do you ever worry about complacency?
Yeah, sometimes it just looks like it's too easy. At the moment, the putts are going in, the iron shots are going close enough. But some things, they don't happen by accident. He's got to still keep concentrating right now.
That appeared to be a good strike right there, Frank.
Oh, good. It's just towering. Look at that, hanging in the sky. Oh, that's fine. There's always advantage of hitting it further than most, Rich, and straighter than most. When you put the two together, it's just straight up a head start.
This one looks like it's headed right for the middle of the dance floor, Frank.
Rather nice shot, I would say.
Good, clean contact and a nice result. And a chance for birdie coming up. You don't want to let this one get away. This is about concentration and focus at this point. Not too much and not too little. Perfectly played into the center of the cup. Well, that was a nearly flawless performance on the front side, but Frank, we know it's an 18-hole game, isn't it?
That's right. Now's not the time to pat yourself on the back. That's an absolute beauty.
Well, he's going to have to hit the same club a lot harder or just hit another one. Terrific golf shot. And now that for an easy birdie. Made a par in his previous round. This time it's for birdie. Putting on a show, this tournament moves to 15 under par. Now to the par 4 11th, just a shade under 440 yards. Where are the difficulties here, Frank?
The water down the left, but the hole keeps going that way, almost in a semi-horseshoe fashion. 2 bunkers down the right, they always catch the straight tee shot, but once again, you don't have to hit driver here. You've got to get that ball in play. Oh, if this is up, it's good.
That is massive off the tee.
Meters, yards, I don't care how you measure that. That's got to be what? 300 meters, 325 yards, something like that.
See if our featured player can do something right today.
Yeah, when you're swinging well, obviously target looks as big as a barn, but on days like today, everything looks difficult. Well, there's a big green, and they're going to use every inch of it.
On the green, and a chance for birdie. Shouldn't be a problem here. Comfortably inside the cut line, the young prodigy makes another birdie. Frank, the par 5s here at Bay Hill so important. What's the 12th like?
570 odd yards, tee it high, let it fly.
He makes a great pass at the golf ball. It's powerful, but it's rhythmic at the same time. Excellent start off the tee. That's a great way to begin this hole. And his second shot toward the par 5. It's in the hole. Just a sensational shot right there. Par 4 13th, Frank, you've played it on a number of occasions. How do you attack this hole?
Really one of the shortest on the golf course, but this is a fool's paradise here. There's a lot of things that can go wrong. Oh, beautiful swing, and the result is every bit as good.
Just an ideal lie, Frank. What can he do from here?
Well, if he takes advantage of the tee shot now and goes at this flag, then he'll certainly gain on the field.
Seems to like it. Looks like it's headed for the green.
Repetitive is often sounds boring. This is just shot after shot, and it's anything other than that. Spectacular.
Continues to amaze. Yet another birdie, and what a day it's been. Frank, one of the things I like about Bay Hill is it requires you to hit clean, strong golf shots. And here's another case at the par 3 14th. It's more than 200 yards.
Another one, really, you've just got to play it through the air. You can't play this like an Open Championship run-up par 3. Must fly it onto the green.
Frank, you tip your Hogan visor to this player because early on it appeared as though this one was headed way off the tracks.
Well, it was. And to stop the round and turn it back and now look like he's playing even better than ever, that took some doing.
Frank, I think that went in.
It's a what? It's a hole-in-one.
He made an ace. That is unbelievable. At the 15th hole now at Bay Hill, this is a massive dogleg, Frank.
Yeah, if you're a Bubba Watson type player and you can move the ball around, you can move it left to right, that'll certainly help the tee shot. If you're average Joe, though, just hit it down the left. Take your medicine.
Frank, that is position A.
Yeah, the tee shot was like silk, Rich. And he just sets up that second shot so beautifully.
That's how the best in the world play it, Frank.
Well, I feel a little lucky that it went in, but it was always going to be close.
We've seen guys through the years blow the tournament right on this hole.
Yeah, if you get a little too greedy here, you try and make eagle. It's sometimes with a good tee shot, it's an easy 4, but a 3 brings 7 into play.
Good contact, good result. And Frank, these wins have not at all subsided. Still a challenge.
Yeah, the same for everybody, and that's where you've just got to adjust your own mental par. Golf course was going to be difficult when you teed off. It's certainly no different now.
Here we go. Beautiful shot. That is tight.
Unbelievable. That is one to savor for the rest of the round.
Frank, it's one thing to jumpstart your round. This would ignite the round.
Yeah, you don't normally see 2 par 5s back-to-back, so the chances of having consecutive eagles is so rare.
Frank, deep into a round, par 3 17th, water, bunkers, long shot. What are you thinking as you're stepping on this tee?
You just take 3 and move to 18.
It should be pretty good right there. On the safe side. Well, that's how you play the game right there. Knock it on the green and give yourself a good look at birdie. Birdie here yesterday. This putt again for birdie. Ooh, so close. Well, that would have been a bonus had it gone in, but still, reasonable chance for par here.
Yeah, there's no damage. You're not going to birdie every hole. Just dwindling the holes down. Pars are fine right now.
Frank, the scene of so much drama through the years, the 18th here at Bay Hill. What's the key?
The fairway is rather generous, but once again it pinches in around 320, 330 yards. You've got to be cognizant of that. And of course that green shapes to the right, so good tee shot makes that second shot a little bit easier.
That tee ball, not just in the fairway, but way down the fairway.
Yeah, a lot of people can hit it long and crooked. Long and straight, that's the hard one to get. That is absolutely in prime position.
On the green, and looking at a birdie opportunity. See if he can go one better than yesterday when he made par. His putt for birdie. Just an amazing display. The records continue to fall. There you have it. The second round is complete. Another solid effort put together, and it shows on the scorecard.
And after 2 rounds, you really start to see not only who's playing well, but who's consistent.
EA Sports, in association with the PGA Tour, proudly presents the third leg of the FedEx Cup playoffs. Today it's live third-round coverage of the Orlando Classic. Hello again and welcome, Rich Lerner, alongside my friend Frank Nobilo. We're here in Orlando, Florida, at the house that Arnold built, the Bay Hill Club and Lodge. Frank, what are some of the toughest shots out on this golf course?
Second shot into 8 comes to mind when you've got that sort of long water carry to a very thin green. Probably only a club or so deep there, so it's very hard to get that to land soft. 17 and 18 are always difficult for any level of play. 17, the green is angled slightly to the right. Even though you're coming from an elevated tee, it's tough to judge the right club and get the ball to land softly. And of course, there's always the finishing hole that has to be navigated.
Well, this is going to be an interesting day. The wind is howling, or as they would say in Scotland, just a wee breeze. Well, this looks good.
Certainly is.
That's in the fairway.
Rich, these winds haven't subsided at all today. It's certainly a tough test out there right now for these players.
They get your attention, don't they, as a player?
They have club selection right now, vital.
You put the ball back in your stance just a little bit.
If you're going to hit it down.
Frank, that ball's sitting up like it's on plush carpeting.
Rich, if you and I had lies like that every time, we'd still be playing this game for 11.
Wow, what a shot. Doesn't even need the putt. .561-yard par 5 fourth. Frank, a chance to make 4 and maybe even an eagle 3.
Yeah, that green's just raised a little bit, so if you had a good drive in there and you're going with a slightly shorter club, big advantage.
But this could be really good, Frank.
Oh, straight at it.
I knew it right away. Picked up the tee, didn't even look at it. We can see it. It's perfect. Right down the middle of the fairway. Frank, nice to have a short iron into a par 4 here at Bay Hill, but still no guarantee that you'll make the birdie or even par.
But a reward for a good one, exactly the way you've described it. This is one hole that's a swing hole. Hit a good shot in here, you're going to have inside 10, 15 feet for a birdie. Make a mistake, then all of a sudden you're scratching your head. How did I make 5?
Frank, when you look at great rivalries in sports, you realize that athletes need each other. Joe Frazier needed Muhammad Ali to achieve greatness, to achieve legendary status. And in golf, Tom Watson needed Jack Nicklaus to push him to another level.
And also to define an era. Without one, we couldn't think of the 80s or the 90s or the 2000s or the 2010s. You need those players to define that era, so you need competition. Competition is not without rivalry.
Well, that is an exceptional shot on the green and in position for a birdie.
Yeah, it's formality now.
That finds the bottom of the cup. We'll call that a birdie. Frank, the 6th is a big, brawny par 5, and it can be scary as well with all of that water.
And if you're a history buff, you'll remember in 1998, John Daly made 18. Beat that? Well, you're a little better than John.
What's wrong with 18? If you break it down, Frank, that's actually 3 pars and an eagle. By my math, that's pretty good work.
But you got 17 other holes to play.
Excellent drive right there, Frank.
Circa 310.
Nice position, short grass, second shot. Seems to like it. Headed for the fat part of the green. That one's running so hot. He'll need to be strong with this. Chance for birdie after that beautiful shot. Birdie try again here today. No problems there.
Yeah, keeps the round going, keeps the momentum on his side.
Well, after that beast of a par 5 with all the water, take a sigh of relief and you come to the par 3-7.
It still takes a good tee shot here, though, Rich. Narrow entry, green's 30 yards deep. You still really got to focus on hitting a good shot here.
Paying attention like a little kid at school, Frank. That baby's sitting up.
Sitting up. It's got the best view as well. You don't even need binoculars from where that ball is.
Frank, you like his chances to walk away with a par here?
Well, with a good shot, Rich, yeah, that's certainly on the cards in that. And you think you just write a par down at the end of the hole, don't tell anyone about it. It certainly won't affect the scorecard at the end of the day. So that's the goal right here.
Oh, can't hide the flagstick from that man. You don't want to let this one get away. This is about concentration and focus at this point. And he makes it for par. Now at the 8th, and Frank, this really is a clever design, fun hole to play.
Very pretty hole. That bunker down the left, just over 300 yards. Ideally, you just work it off that bunker.
Not the longest, but not bad. 295 yards in the fairway. Will settle. In the heart of the fairway, 180 yards in. What a display of shot making this has been, Frank.
That incredible approach shot there. The easiest of birdies coming up.
They par yesterday. This one for birdie. And he has it.
A good putt redeems all.
Finishing up here on the front side at Bay Hill with a lengthy par 4. What's the key, Frank?
Well, the hole's relatively flat, but the rough on the right comes into play. If you can carry that ball 300 yards, then just take it in over the bunker.
Good strike, good lie, good chance to attack the pin. Frank, you want to make the turn in style? We're here at the 9th, the approach shot, and what are we looking at?
Big green, one of the biggest on the golf course. This hole's changed a lot with equipment over the years, so long iron, even a mid iron for some people, to a very generous green. Just pitch it on the front third, and you'll be having a birdie putt here at 9.
Seems to like it. Looks like it's headed for the green. Pure strike. Good result.
And that is close.
Is for another birdie on this hole on the week. He's made it. Frank, in golf, there's nothing quite like the final round of a hotly contested championship, and this one could be a doozy.
And there's nothing quite like that leaderboard I'm looking at right now. We are going to have some amazing golf. This one is going to have to be won.
EA Sports, in association with the PGA Tour, proudly presents the third leg of the FedEx Cup playoffs. Today, it's live final round coverage of the Orlando Classic.
Long and straight.
That's how you do it. He has given this one the full treatment. Perfect release through the ball, and this shot is on the fairway, over 300 yards. This is a good-looking shot. So a chance for birdie after another solid approach shot. Made a par in his previous round. This time, it's for birdie. Just singes the edge from it.
Yeah, but at least he's burning ridges. You know you're hitting good putts.
Just a tap in to finish the hole. Did the job right there. The Bay Hill Club & Lodge features a really exciting finishing stretch. 16 is a reachable par 5. You'll see eagles and birdies there coming home. 17, a very difficult par 3 over the water. The bunker is there. Takes an excellent shot. And then 18 is all you want. We know that with the water in front. That second shot which comes over the lake. And that's a hold your breath moment. It is a great finishing 3-hole stretch at Bay Hill. All right, Frank, now the third shot here to this par 5, 16. Still thinking birdie, aren't you?
Yeah, over the years, though, a lot of guys have actually tried to land their third shot past the flag and spin it back a little bit. That's the safer way to play this hole, and certainly the most rewarding way to play the third shot.
Good chance now after that approach shot for a birdie.
You're so precise coming in, and the measurement is 9 feet away.
Not too much and not too little. Perfectly played into the center of the cup. Frank, par 3 17. Daunting shot. What are you thinking as you step onto this tee?
Just make 3. 2 is a huge bonus. Take 3 in a heartbeat.
So he's hit it inside 30 feet, not his best, but still a chance.
Yeah, the odd 28-footer, and that's exactly what it is. I've seen a few of those go down.
That would have been a real bonus had it dropped, but as it is, good putt. Standing over this putt, concentrating on the read. In for par. Frank, now one of the signature holes here at Bay Hill, the 18th.
Hole's got a little easier over the years with the new equipment. People getting it out there a little further, so you've got a shorter club in, but you've got to be wary of that run out on the right side.
He has just hammered this drive here at the 18th, and now he is in a really good position to make a birdie here in the final hole. Well, this one should be safely on deck here.
It's almost a guarantee there after that shot.
To win the Orlando Classic. That's why you play the game, to stack up the wins. Great effort right there. 2008, Frank, Tiger made that 25-foot putt right here at the 18th, final round to beat Bart Bryant by a shot. Then again, for a second straight year, he birdied this hole to defeat Sean O'Hare.
Yeah, he's had a similar putt there at least 3 or 4 times, actually, to win the event. And he's been one of the few players to read it correctly.
NBC Golf Channel on EA Sports, in association with the PGA Tour, proudly presents the final event of the FedEx Cup playoffs. Today it's live opening round coverage of the Tour Championship. Welcome to the permanent home of the Tour Championship, where the likes of Brandt Snedeker, Tiger Woods, Jim Furyk, Bill Haas, Henrik Stenson, and Billy Horschel took the title and the $10 million prize that goes with the FedEx Cup. Designed by Donald Ross and played by the greatest players in the game. This is Rich Lerner, along with Frank Nobilo in the booth for EA Sports. Let's jump down to the action. That's a good spot right there.
Center cut.
You can play it from there, 300 yards away and in the fairway. Players still fighting the strong winds out there today. Frank, for players looking to improve their putting, what are some of the training methods they can use?
I think speed is always is a good one when you get on the putting green and you just practice trying to putt inside that 3-foot circle, because in the end all sports are the same. You're trying to focus in on the destination where that ball has to be delivered, whether it's tennis inside the court or basketball inside the rim. Putting's no different. As you get further and further away from the hole, then you just make an acceptable size circle that you're trying to putt within. So pace, very important.
That is a green in regulation as the approach shot hits the first green, but he is by no means in for par yet. A lengthy putt coming up. Always two components to the long lag putt, the speed, number one, and then the read, and missed out on that second part. That's a par, and that keeps the scorecard clean, still even for the round. Now to the first par 3 here at the Tour Championship at East Lake. It is the second hole, 214 yards. And really, to score well at East Lake, players cannot afford to miss the green on the short side of the flagstick, and that's especially true right here. This par 3 plays a bit shorter than the yardage, but it is a must to put the ball on the green. That green slopes dramatically from back to front and from left to right, and is guarded by bunkers on both sides. Appears to be what they call a commercial play. Very solid. And that's how you play the game. Right there. Just a couple of feet.
What a birdie. Now just a handful of players in contention.
We talked about the good mix of holes to start here at East Lake. So coming off that par 3 second hole, now to the very short par 4 third, just 390 yards. But really, with all of the bunkers and the trees and this green, it's a tricky proposition.
Well, that's got to be 300 yards, isn't it?
Second shot now at the third hole. It is well protected around the green. So what's the play here?
Another green that slopes back to front. It's just about getting that second shot, getting the yardage right.
Terrific golf shot. And now that for an easy birdie. Frank going for another birdie here.
Just to get on a real roll. In a very aggressive mode with that birdie now in second place.
And now back over to the fourth. Couple of birdies already on the card. Still early, Frank, but we've seen some solid play.
This is exactly how you want to start the first round of a tournament, Rich.
And now it's right in his wheelhouse. Good position where he can attack the pin.
Yeah, he has all those options now. That ball's sitting up. You can bring it in high. You can bring it in low. The choice is yours.
Try up next. Just needs to keep it steady here over the putt. Well, that would have been a bonus had it gone in, but still, reasonable chance for par here.
Yeah, there's no damage. You're not going to birdie every hole. A little bit more hope than determination in that putt.
Not a gimme, but well within his range. Wow, he got robbed, Frank.
No, it's like kissing your mother-in-law.
Clean this up with a tap. So with that, the score is now at even par. You mentioned of the previous hole that 440 is no longer considered a long par 4. You have to push him past 500 for it to be considered long these days. So here we are, 520-yard par 4 at the Tour Championship here at East Lake. And he pays a price for that.
Yeah, when you don't see the top of the ball in the rough, you know it's not sitting pretty. And you're a bit of force to extract one out of there.
Good swing, good shot yet again. Frank, it's not about getting the ball close to the hole from that spot.
Well, he had no chance to get it close. I thought he had very, very, very little chance of getting it on the green. So given that, that was a very good shot.
So makes the birdie putt, now 1 under for the tournament. This is really one of the most scenic holes on tour all year long, and a fitting spot for the season finale, the Tour Championship presented by Coca-Cola. It's the 6th hole. It's over 200 yards, and there's plenty of blue water out there just to keep a player focused on the task at hand. That is an excellent play right there. The approach, giving him another good look. So coming off the birdie on the previous hole, a chance now for yet another one.
And momentum all in his favor.
Has it now sitting at 2 under par for the tournament. On to the 7th hole here at East Lake in the Tour Championship. Pretty good drive here.
Another straight one.
He'll be happy with that. In the fairway, now a good chance to attack this hole. Frank, this is good golfing weather. Nice, strong breeze. So this is where club selection becomes much more important. Uphill, make sure you have enough stick, and then swing away. Playing this par 4, still not on the green after that second shot.
That's still not done. A good third shot, maybe get away here with par.
All right, Frank, break down the approach here at the par 4 7th.
High soft landing approach shot is the one. When the flag's on the left, have to take enough club to carry that left edge of that bunker.
Good birdie right there, moving to third place on the leaderboard. Here's another dogleg to the left at East Lake in the Tour Championship. It's the 405-yard par 4 8th hole, and position is paramount here off the tee. You see those 3 fairway bunkers along the left side. You need to avoid those. You want to be positioned on the right. If you get it down that right side in the fairway, you'll have a good chance to attack the whole location. We moved that one out there, but he is not going to like the lie.
That moved down in the rough. Great pitch up.
Now at the 8th, looking at 405 yards on this par 4. That one ends up in the rough.
Oh, that went sideways.
Second shot from the rough. It's on the way.
This looks like it's going to find the target.
Frank landed it on the green.
It was never going to stop.
No, no chance. Frank, you always talk about it not compounding the error, but here again, another shot from the rough.
Yeah, if you try again.
Well, Frank, that is huge. In the lead now after the eagle. Rich Lerner alongside Frank Nobilo for EA Sports. And we are back on this beautiful day at East Lake for the Tour Championship. Getting set to kick off all the action here on the back 9. The 10th is 469 yards. Frank, what a turn of events here.
You're absolutely right, Rich. This round started off completely on the wrong foot, but he's managed to somehow keep his composure, and turn this round completely in the other direction.
Frank, they say you have to ride the wind. Boy, he got all of that one.
Got every ounce out of the conditions.
Frank, on an uphill shot like this one, did you do anything differently in terms of your setup over the ball?
Yeah, I made sure the ball wasn't too far forward because on an uphill shot, there's always a struggle to get all your weight going forward.
Wow, Frank, he is dialed in.
Yeah, that was just some shot on there. Easy birdie.
Really not much to this. The only issue would be a lack of concentration or focus. Just continuing to play some really good golf. 8 under par for the championship. Tour Championship presented by Coca-Cola from East Lake Golf Club continuing. We're at the 11th hole. It is the only hole on the golf course under 200 yards. It's a 197-yard par 3. This is a good-looking shot. Didn't check, Frank.
Yeah, just not enough spin on that, really. I mean, that almost like took that first bounce and just ricocheted forward.
Second shot coming out of the rough here.
Rich, that was some shot out of the rough. I really didn't think he could even get that on the green.
Well, just to get it on the green, as you say, I think is a big win.
It's that sneaky distance.
Can't make it, Frank, if you don't hit it.
Hubert Green once said, 99% of putts left short don't go in. I don't know what happened to the other 1%, but... in this situation, Rich, a bogey's not all that bad. Still has the lead.
Another short par 4 here at the Tour Championship. East Lake Golf Club with a FedEx Cup on the line. The 12th is only 391 yards. What do you make of this hole, Frank?
It's a nice little downhill par 4, Rich, going all the way back down towards East Lake itself. And another positional hole off the tee, leaving just a short iron in. But very deceptive green to read. It's actually fairly flat.
Wow, that is a monster drive down there. About 315 yards. All right, so they have the number. Now they have the green light trying to get at this whole location. That is an exceptional shot on the green and in position for a birdie.
Yeah, it's a formality now.
Standing over this putt, concentrating on the read. Now 8 under on the day. This is a good driving hole. From the championship tee box, players will aim just to the right of those fairway bunkers. A left center fairway position is ideal. Right center workable, but it means dealing with the right greenside bunker on the approach. Like many others here at East Lake, the green is sloped from back to front. That's classic Donald Ross, making ball position on the green critical. He makes a great pass at the golf ball. It's powerful, but it's rhythmic at the same time. And now it's right in his wheelhouse. Good position where he can attack the pin.
Yeah, he has all those options now. That ball's sitting up. You can bring it in high. You can bring it in low. The choice is yours.
That is a shot that will be replayed over and over. Here at East Lake in the Tour Championship, and another good par 4. The 13th is 476 yards, and once again a classic Donald Ross green sloping from back to front. And really, that makes positioning so critical. Need to get the ball in play off the tee here, have a chance to put the ball in the right spot, and then maybe you have a go at 3.
I'm loving that balance.
Officials are calling that one around 310 yards. Frank, looking at a downhill approach shot here at the par 4 14th. How important is club selection?
It's vital here, Rich. You've got to adjust for that downhill. Plus, the pitch of the fairway, more than often, the ball is going to be slightly below your feet. So if anything, you want to err on the left side of the flag.
He is really playing well today, Frank.
Extremely well, given these conditions. High winds, the ability to judge the ball around these conditions, and putted well too. Putting in the wind also not the easiest thing to do. Oh, solid strike right in the heart of the green.
That is how it's done right there. What an approach shot. Just needs to keep it steady here over the putt. Pretty much doing everything right this week. 11 under for the tournament. There are just 2 par 5s here at the Tour Championship presented by Coca-Cola. This is the second and last of the 5 pars. The 15th, it is only 525 yards. And if you walk away with par here, you will likely have dropped the shot to the field. This is a chance to make birdie or eagle. Frank, really a great roster of past champions here at East Lake in the Tour Championship.
Yeah, I remember back in 1998 when Hal Sutton won. That's when we realized East Lake should be back on the rotor. You go all the way through to 2014 where Billy Horschel, he certainly wasn't the favorite for everybody in the field, but it showed you how important form was. To finish second at Deutsche Bank and then the win at the BMW and then the win at East Lake in the Tour Championship to take everything shows you why form at the right time is so important in this game.
Billy Horschel actually came into the FedEx Cup playoffs in 2014. I believe it was outside the top 60 in points, and then he caught fire and he put his hands around that FedEx Cup trophy and the $10 million bonus to go with it. Frank, you've played in conditions all over the world. Here come the winds now. What's the mindset?
Well, this is really what separates the men from the boys. This is where you've got to tell yourself, and it's an advantage to you. Obviously, the scores will go up a little bit, given the conditions. But once again, this is going to suit the stronger player today.
You like the old phrase, swing easy when it's breezy?